Hi, I'm Melissa Foster. I'm the founder of the World Literary Cafe, the founder of Fostering Success, which is an educational platform for authors to learn how to navigate the book marketing world and the industry of publishing. And I'm also the founder of the Women's Nest, which is a social and support community for women. I'm going to talk to you today about building a sense of community. Let's start with what is a community. A community is a group of people who are linked by common interests or common beliefs. In the case of the literary community, we're writers, readers, publishers, bloggers, and literary service representatives. Everybody asks, why should I join a community? Why is it so important? I don't have any time to do anything but write and take care of my family and exercise and drink coffee. Well, guess what? It is really important that, that you're part of a community. Writers, for so many of us, is a solitary process. Writing is a solitary process. We live tied to our keyboards. We talk to people who don't exist because they're fictional characters. But to succeed, we need more than the support of our fictional worlds. Being part of a community will provide you with a group where you can actually meet living, breathing people, and you can turn to them for support, advice, and friendship, which is so important for your emotional well-being as well as your success. The power of community, there are so many different powers of community. Cross-promoting, of course, supporting and being supported is one of the biggest benefits that you can gain from being part of a community. You can gain valuable advice and group discussions, and remember, these are discussions with like-minded people who are interested also in your field. So since you are a writer, or perhaps you're a blogger or a reviewer, you're in the literary field, you're going to be gaining advice from people who are in the same field, who hopefully are keeping up with the changes in the field as well. You can expand your exposure while you're helping others do the same. So you see so many authors who are on Twitter and on Facebook saying, buy my book, buy my book, buy my book. And working with a powerful community gives you the ability to not support your own books all the time, but to help others support theirs, and they in turn will hopefully do the same for you. Networking is really vital when it comes to trying to network. Networking is vital when it comes to any industry. And when you're trying to network, one of the best places to network is in a like-minded community. So when you're networking, you're also building relationships. And again, building relationships should not be just about selling whatever it is that you're selling, a book, a product, a review. It should be about getting to know people and nurturing your emotional well-being, which in turn will also help others nurture their emotional well-being. So why join a community? Every industry is different, and the literary community has its own unique challenges. But being part of an industry-specific community, no matter what that community is, allows you to stay on top of the latest changes and to be part of the newest innovations. So if you're looking to publish a book and KDP has just made a change, if you're in a valuable literary community, you'll be able to turn to others and say, what do I need to know? I need help. And that is one of the biggest values of being in a literary community for anybody in the literary field. Now, being part of a community is far more than just showing up and putting a badge on your website. It's really important that you add value to your community. If you just join and you walk away, you're not going to gain much, and nobody else will gain much from you either. So we've talked about the things that you can do, and I'll just sort of specify them here. Support others by sharing publishing industry information. If you have heard something new about the publishing industry and you think it will help an author or an upcoming author or even a reviewer or a reader, share that information within your group. The more information people have, the more successful they can be. Help others to expand their visibility by cross-promoting. Again, this comes back to helping others expand their reach while you're expanding yours. There are many ways that you can do this, not just with Twitter and Facebook. But you can join, you can create a group of authors, and that group of authors maybe goes out and does in-person events because they're local authors. You can brand yourselves as that group. There are many different ways to cross-promote, to promote each other. If you're going to an event, take along some bookmarks from some of your author friends and have them do the same for you. Expanding your readership umbrella can really be done by cross-promoting in a less in-your-face sales way. Connect with readers and make a habit of recommending other people's books, not just your own. A lot of authors think, well, that's going to diminish their desire to buy my book. What if this other person's book is better? First of all, you should put out the best book that you possibly can, the most polished, the most refined, the most well-written, so that you don't have to worry about somebody else's book being a better quality than your book. And second of all, readers, avid readers, read a lot of books. Some read as many as 2 a week. So the idea that if you don't share a book with them, somebody else's book, another author's book, they're not going to read one, throw that away, because chances are if you don't share it, they're going to get a referral from somewhere else. It might as well be from you, so you can help build that relationship. It takes a village to raise a book. I am all about working together. I think this is the most important thing that can come from working with a community. Connecting with experts for your publication needs, help with covers, publishing itself, formatting. I didn't put this on the list, but marketing, branding, all of these things are really important. And you can build partnerships with bloggers, reviewers, readers, other authors. And again, I'm not going to use this as a sales technique to go into a conversation about marketing, but I will tell you that all of these relationships that you build and that you nurture will help you across the board with your career and also with your emotional well-being. If you know me, then you know how I feel about drawing lines in the sand. I don't like it. I don't believe there's room for competition among writers. Readers read many books and often across genres. They read independent and traditionally published authors. Forget about which path you took to publication. Don't wear it like a badge. Remember to include all published authors in your circle. Include all writers. Include everybody within your circle, because that will help you to expand your readership. It'll help you to expand your ideas. Traditionally published authors have different ideas about marketing than independently published authors. And there is no reason that we can't and that we shouldn't share them and hold hands and all succeed together. Types of communities. A lot of people say, well, I have no time to join a community, but communities come in lots of different forms. Social media is considered a community on its own. Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, G+, they're all communities. Online groups like the World Literary Cafe, that's an online community. It doesn't take much time. It takes a couple of minutes a day to get involved and get to know the people. Associations like the Alliance for Independent Authors, associations online and offline are valuable tools and valuable communities for you to join. And then, of course, in-person groups. Lots of writers join writers groups. They join communities and book clubs and all sorts of things that are in person. And it also is a very valuable avenue for joining that type of community. What are the benefits to an online group? Some people think that if you join an online group, you're limiting yourself in some way, which I don't follow at all, but I want to address this. Usually online communities offer discussions around the clock because of membership from across the world. So if I am commenting on a discussion and I'm on the East Coast, a couple of hours later somebody will comment on a discussion and they might be from California, and several hours later somebody from Europe might comment. I think that opening up yourself to an online community where you're connecting with people from several different areas is a very valuable thing for you to do, because locations, believe it or not, people who live in different locations market in different ways. And you may not see it as black and white as you would if you looked at their marketing plan, but it's certainly true. People in the UK, authors in the UK have, I believe, less venues for actual marketing and less of a link into their readers than we do in the US. So holding hands with them and creating a partnership with them will help them, and it will help you. In-person groups are limited to those who are able to travel. This is really important because there are lots of literary types who cannot travel for one reason or another, either because they don't have the money, we're all starving artists, right? Or they don't have the time, they're taking care of a family, they're writing in the evening, they can't leave their children to be able to travel. They are anxious and can't get onto a plane or a bus or whatever it might be. So in-person events, in-person groups are very valuable to you, but they can be a little limited, so you should always reach outside. And also, being with an online group, you can meet people from all walks of life, and they're sharing the same interests. So you may not know somebody who lives in a mansion, and you may not know somebody who lives in a trailer, and you may not know somebody who lives in a tent or lives on a commune. But when you're able to join an online group, you get to meet people from all over, from all walks of life, and that really enriches you as a person. It enriches your spirit, it enriches your experiences, so you'll be able to write better, and you'll be able to interact with people better. I really strongly suggest joining online groups as well as in-person groups. And how can you build a sense of community? I'm asked this all the time because building a community is what I do best. The Women's Nest has over 3,500 members. The World Literary Cafe is only a year old. We've got over 10,000 members. A sense of community really comes from interacting, for sharing your thoughts, ideas, challenges, helping people through their tough times while cheering them on during the successes. I can't tell you how important that is. To be supported, you need to support other people. And if it's not who you are, it's not going to work well for you. But if it is within you, if you are the type of person who likes to reach out and likes to support others, I really strongly suggest that you join a community that is industry specific. To build a sense of community, you also really have to become active in your community, if only for a few minutes each day. Start with building those relationships, and the rest will all follow. And I thought I'd give you a few literary communities that you could join or you could check out. Of course, the World Literary Cafe, a little bit of shameless self-promotion, Goodreads, Library Thing, Shelfari, and Kindleboards. Those are all very good literary communities for you to check out. And I hope that you find one that you really enjoy and that you become an active part of and that you gain some valuable insight and valuable friendships from. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm an international best-selling author. I've sold almost 300,000 copies of my books, and I work with fostering success, paying it forward, and helping other authors learn how to do the same. You know, I am the founder of the World Literary Cafe and also the founder of the Women's Nest, which is a social and support community for women. Above all, I'm a friend, I'm a woman and writer advocate, I'm a mother, and I'm a crazy chocolate and brownie fiend. So thank you for joining me. I've really enjoyed talking to you because I'm not talking with you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of Indie Recon.